There are many parameters in coking coal that influence the resulting coke quality. If we clarify their weighting and correlation regarding the coke quality, we can predict the coke production results. This issue seems very complex, but don't worry. In different parts of the world, countless scientists have produced a wealth of research results. Today, as we compile and organize these achievements, we can confidently say that these results are sufficient to resolve our current confusion. Today, we will summarize these co-parameters that affect coking results into 5 categories and introduce them to everyone. The first category involves parameters characterizing the coal's technical properties, which are the parameters listed in this image. This category contains some parameters commonly used in our country's existing industry technology standards. The volatile matter, caking property, and plastic layer thickness are the main parameters used in our coking industry. We have consistently attempted to use these parameters along with the coal type to predict coke strength. However, on the one hand, the parameters influencing coke strength, especially hot strength, are far more numerous than these. On the other hand, even for parameters like caking property and plastic layer thickness, the weighting of each unit's influence on the result differs at various stages of qualification. The second category of parameters is divided into 2 types, with 6 parameters in total. The first type is the coal's depositional type, categorized into continental deposition, marine deposition, and the marine continental transitional deposition. Given the same caking index, coals from marine deposition, such as those from the Taiwan Formation, exhibit better coking performance than coals from continental deposition, such as those from the Shaanxi Formation. The second type is the different depositional environments, including oxidizing environments, reducing environments, and some special environments, such as the differences in coal-forming substances caused by forest fires. This is reflected in today's coal component composition by vitrinite, fusinite, and liptinite. Among these, vitrinite and liptinite belong to the active components and are the parts that generate the plastic mass. Fusinite belongs to the inert components. The third category is the coal formation process, classified by different dynamic mechanisms. This is because coals formed under different dynamic mechanisms exhibit significant differences in their effectiveness during the coking process. We broadly classify 3 types: deep barrel metamorphism, contact metamorphism, and dynamic metamorphism. The fourth category is the coal forming period. At the different stages of biological development on Earth, the composition and combination of biomass varied significantly. From the earliest Pteridophytes to today's Angiosperms, the overall content of fatty protein-like substances decreased, while the content of lignin and cellulose increased. Based on the coal-forming age, we divided into 6 parameters: the Carboniferous, Permian, Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, and Tertiary periods. The 5th category of parameters, which is also a very important part of the parameters, is the ash components within the coal, also known as coal ash composition. There are dozens of different components in coal ash. We selected the 8 components that have a relatively large content and a significant impact on coke quality, i.e. 8 parameters. The influence of these 8 parameters on coke strength is highly significant. Some are positively correlated, others are negatively correlated, and they also interact with each other. We will assign influence weightings to each parameter based on different application conditions. Today, we have introduced the parameters within coal that affect the coke result, divided into these 5 categories. We often broadly mention 32 parameters or 34 parameters, but this is actually a very inaccurate number because within each parameter series, there are numerous underlying parameters. For example, the vitrinite reflectance of coal, it has dozens of coal ranks, and each rank is a parameter in the next level category. Therefore, in a general sense, we use about 30 odd parameters, but the number of lower-level parameters is very large during application. Thus, there are many coal parameters that influence the process of coal transforming into coke. We will gradually and clearly express these using a numerical method later on.